Well, Black and White Network, we're going to be talking about something that actually happened not far from me out here in the Houston area. Actually, this happened in Klein, which is on North Harris County, if I'm not mistaken. Folks, the school system is pretty scary, man. Very, very scary. Now, the teachers are supposed to be educating the students and also protect the students. But this one teacher we're going to be talking about here did something so despicable that I can't believe I'm actually saying it. This woman should spend the rest of her life in prison, in my opinion. Also, her son. This woman, I believe she's 42 years old. Her son, 21. Folks, this woman was actually trafficking her own students. I'm going to repeat that again. This woman was trafficking her own students. She was essentially running a prostitution ring, man. I don't know how in the world she actually ended up getting this job, because I'm pretty sure that every teacher has to pass a background check. Now, I actually saw this the other day on the local news here, and I was like, man, what's going on, man? Because we've seen many, many stories over the years about these teachers doing crazy stuff with the students. And I'm trying to keep it a bit clean here. What is going on? This woman should never, ever see the light of day. So let's get into it, guys. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member. Remember, live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're watching on Rumble, click the join button, get access to the same thing. So here we go. Look at this here. $750,000 bond set for a Klein ISD teacher charged with sex trafficking, compelling prostitution. A teacher, man. I never saw anything like this when I was in school, in high school back in the 90s. This just didn't happen. But over the past, I would say 10 years or so, man, weird stuff is going on in these schools. Now, she was a cosmetology teacher. So let's go ahead and play this clip from the local news here. Let's roll it.
A cosmetology teacher at Klein Cain High School is behind bars tonight. Investigators say she was recruiting and trafficking her own students in what's being called a prostitution enterprise. Kadria Grisby was arrested and charged with 3 counts of sex trafficking and 3 counts of compelling prostitution. Her son, Roger McGee, is also in jail tonight, arrested on similar charges in November of 2022. Now, KPRC2's Bill Barajas is at the school tonight with what's new at 6.
Investigators say the students allegedly targeted were reported runaways. There was 3 of them, ages 15, 16, and 17. Klein ISD tells us they were notified by the Harris County Sheriff's Office about the arrest and immediately relieved Grigsby of her duties. They also sent home a letter to parents where they explained what had happened and said there was no intention of letting Grigsby back on campus or at any other Klein ISD campus. This is no yearbook headshot. 42-year-old Kedra Grigsby going from the classroom to a jail cell. Those with children or grandchildren at Klein Cain High School upset about how this could have happened.
I'm very angry. It destroyed their lives.
Blown away. I can't imagine how she got through the system.
Grigsby is charged with trafficking and recruiting students at Klein Cain High School. Investigators say she was arrested after they found text messages between Grigsby and her son, Roger McGee, and her son and the 3 victims discussing payments of prostitution fees and where to transfer them. They say Grigsby paid for at least 1 hotel room. Currently, she is facing 3 counts of sex trafficking and 3 counts of compelling prostitution. And Jacqueline Aludo, a human trafficking specialist with no trafficking zone, is hoping she might face an even tougher penalty thanks to a recently passed Texas law.
Last legislative session, SB 1831 was passed, No Trafficking Zone Act, which was no trafficking zones for schools. We wanted to create a specialized first-degree felony, 25 to 99 years to life.
Essentially, the law triggers enhanced penalties in a situation where students are enticed or recruited on school premises.
We want to send a clear message that if you traffic children in school areas and all the other no trafficking zones that have passed, you are going to go to jail for a very, very long time.
And Grigsby's total bond was set at $750,000. Prosecutors say they expect more victims and more charges as this investigation continues. If you know of someone who could be a victim or are a victim yourself, you're asked to call the Harris County Sheriff's Office. In Northwest Harris County, Bill Barajas, KPRC.
Wow. They're expecting more victims and more charges. But my question is, why is she even getting bond? I mean, when you're accused of something like this with children, there should be no bond. This woman should spend the rest of her life in prison. This is astonishing, man. This is really, really astonishing. The most vulnerable children she took advantage of. And her son too. Lock him up too. Lock him up forever. Man, I guess we need to vet our teachers a lot more, man. Because I'm pretty sure, like they said in the news clip, man, there's probably more students that are actually going to come forward. Yeah, this is scary, man. Absolutely scary. She's facing 25 to life, maybe. I just say life. I have no tolerance whatsoever for crimes against children. You know, this is almost like a real life Sound of Freedom right here. Remember the movie that the left didn't want anybody to see? Was calling it a bunch of conspiracy theories and stuff like that? Yeah. This is like a real life Sound of Freedom right here. And this is just right here in my backyard. Astonishing, man. Absolutely astonishing. Guys, there's actually a website out there. You'll be amazed. You can actually track the number of sex offenders in your city. Because I remember, I believe it was also KPRC. It was like doing Halloween or something year before last. That linked to a website and it shows you the sex offenders where you live. I was astonished by how many in Houston. Now, Houston is a massive city. Metro Houston is massive. But I saw all those red dots and I was like, man, what's going on? Then I look for the general area where I actually live at. And there was one. There's some sick people out there, man. Very, very sick people. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and White Network fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we'll catch you next time.